thinking that I was just going to sit back and take your crap one more time, man. What do you think you are? You ain't nothing special to me, man. You're a piece of flesh. When I step into the ring, I look at that man across the ring from me. I say, well, now, that's my dinner. That's my meal. That's my meal ticket, you see. But what I've been living on just don't fill me up, Hulk Hogan. So I got to have a little bit more. I got to...
How's it going, everyone? It is time for DCRP to become a little bit more transparent with you guys as the outsiders, and it's a little bit important for myself and Hannah to be a little bit more transparent with each other, as well as I know for a fact I've clouded my glass over the last few weeks. So we're gonna not only tell you guys what's been going on within DCRP, but the reason why we took a step away within the time that we've taken the last few weeks. Just be able to come clear for you guys and to prove to you guys as well that we are not giving up on DCRP and that we are actually going to be getting back into the saddle and doing some stuff here on YouTube on both sides, and of course over on TikTok. Link can be found in the description for the new DCRP V2 TikTok, where we will be doing some content over there. So I got a hold of Hannah today for the first time in a few days, where I've actually been doing a lot of reflection. And a lot of that is I was shadowing myself in a really dark place in life, not necessarily the grandest of thing to do. And so myself and Hannah had a little bit of a conversation today, and we decided that we were going to keep the ball rolling. So I'll open this up to you, Hannah. What are your goals that you're going to want to see for DC and like progression and that going forth?
I like to see a lot of people enjoying doing story base, and I've seen people having fun. I don't see many communities doing the stuff that we do anymore.
No, that is very sad, and I do apologize, people, for Hannah's mic. It's been angry today, so if you hear the static and whatnot, just ignore it. We'll try to keep it under wraps, but it's just her mic is not happy today, and I don't know if it's a Discord update or what it is, but just kind of I'm apologizing just in advance, but we'll do our best to keep this short and sweet, just as that was the original plan. So as I explained in my video, and I know this is going on both of our YouTube channels, we've done a lot of hours for deving, and a lot of it, especially on Hannah's side, was a lot more extreme than the stuff that I was doing, because a lot of my deving here on DC is just going through and going and finding stuff to put into the server when it came to scripts that we were buying, EP that we were buying, or vehicles that we've gotten from doing some Patreon stuff and all that. So a lot of my stuff was really easy, but a lot of the stuff that we don't normally say and we don't really complain about or necessarily bring up to the community is the time that we'd put into the server. And recently, I hate to say it, funding is becoming a struggle. Just as I am out of a job once again, my dog shelter is not working me, which has kind of gotten onto my nerve, but that's a story for another day. What people don't realize is we were pulling very easily 40 to even 60 hours on weeks that we were having to pull, or Hannah was having to pull apart scripts. The issue is we wouldn't normally be too upset about that because we knew it was progression for DCRP, but it was 40 to 60 hours, 40 to 50 on an average every single week, on top of Hannah working her own job. And then, of course, having to go mow lawns, deal with family situations, and all that. We were pushing ourselves to the absolute max. And we got V2 up and running within 2-3 months, which was impressive because a lot of people fail to realize this is the first community or the first server that myself and Hannah has really dug into, actually taking full ownership for. Especially for me, I know Hannah has work on some other communities, but for me, this is the first time I've actually ever owned and really tackled a lot of the development work that happens on the back end. And I took a lot of it for granted because I kept throwing stuff over at Hannah and was just like, hey, this needs to be put in server whenever is possible, not realizing that she was pulling easily 50 to 60 hours trying to get vehicles in, EPs in, and all of the sort. So recently I have been taking over the vehicles and all that, but even that is not a ton of leeway that I've been giving to Hannah. So a lot of the reason why we kind of took a step away was just burnout, because we had, of course, V1, which was our standalone, pure standalone server that we completely scrapped because we were having issues with it, and then got into an ESX server, or a QB Core server, not in a ESX, but we got moved over to QB Core, which we'd never done, especially Hannah had never really done anything. So Hannah had to go out, self-teach herself, had to go to the University of YouTube to go figure out what was needing to go where in coding and all that. So over 2 weeks of absolute strain of trying to get this server up and running, it got to the point where we both were so mentally and physically drained that, especially for me personally, because I like to do a lot of the in-game testing for vehicles and whatnot, every time I'd gotten into the server, I felt like I was having to work whenever I was getting into the server by way of testing stuff for development, or I was having to record or live stream, which for a while killed my whole mindset of wanting to roleplay, which really sucked because I love roleplaying. So that's basically what's gone on, to really quickly put this out here before we lose audience retention. Now we'll kind of get into a little bit of what we've been doing behind the scenes and what you guys can do to help us by way of going over to our Patreon, or even just joining the Discord as a member, because right now it is just the two people that are sitting in front of you guys right now making this video are the only acting members within DCRP. So we would really like to be able to see a lot more faces coming in, either through TikTok or right here on YouTube. Come join us on DCRP. So with that spill out of the way, the audience retention goodbye, let's get into what you've been doing, Hannah, over this last, few months.
I've been stepping away from DC, trying to see what I need to do. I needed to do a full retrain. I spent nearly 40 to 60 hours on YouTube trying to retrain myself for a QB core, and that was not fun. Cutting grass, doing stuff for my community in real life. Trying to help my mother with her brother, who's causing a bit of bother in her, trying to deal with that. But that is not stopping me doing stuff for DC.
And I will also stress as well as the radio station was something that we tacked on at basically the end of before we took a step away from DC, as well as we opened Pixel Pride. So what's been going on over there? How's that affecting your life?
Oops. My phone decided to mess up that.
That's all right.
Pixel Prime. I kinda told Ella here I kinda had a radio station. What was then? Nothing. So I decided to tell her about it, and sure enough, it started going off in one.
And that's been a treat. And recently, I actually brought up idea of early or late 90s, early 2000s country station that we'll be tacking on as well. And I was hoping to get it up last week, but I ran out of time trying to deal with other personal stuff. So that's also in the works as well for all of you guys that are country lovers out there like myself. Then keep your eyes out for that as well, as that will be coming up here in the next, I want to say, month or so. So that's been really cool. Anything else, Anna?
No, that's everything for me.
So a lot of you guys probably are questioning, where exactly did I go? Just as simply as I have been, to put nicely, I've been fighting some major demons. That being that I had shadowed myself in a really bad place. I was feeling like I had to live up to expectations that were not necessarily right for me. I see you, Hannah.
Sorry.
Not your fun. For all of you guys that are wondering, myself and Hannah are actually doing some in-game testing right now. So if you hear some chattering and that from us, that's why. But yeah, these last few days I've been dealing with a really bad demon that kind of got sucked into my brain, that was basically me telling myself that I wasn't good enough for what I was doing on YouTube, on Twitch, just content creation in general. And I realized that it was because of the people I was hanging out with. As I saw their success and I saw that my success wasn't lining up. And I buried myself in, what am I doing wrong? What am I needing to do better at what I'm doing? And I lost touch of what I like doing, and that is just getting on, doing content, and just having fun with it. I took it more of an actual job than me trying to connect with my audience and bringing smiles to faces to people that need it in some cases. In some cases, they don't, but I lost the drive of my roleplay, of doing just everything. So it took a really good mindset rechange of this is what I need to be doing in my life, and I don't need to be looking up to those that they were there for me physically, but when it came down to the nitty gritty of actual content creation, I feel as if I was alone fighting those demons myself. And I realized very quickly that those people that were by my side, I'd pushed away because I was too clouded in trying to do the success of others. So it just got to the point where I just was like, screw it. I need to do my own thing again. And since then, I've been starting to play a lot more War Thunder. I've gotten into Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I just kind of took a step away and started being with family again. And it'd been the first time in months that I've was able to say that I've spent more than 2 hours with family in passing, which has been really nice. So that was really neat to be able to do. Why is that not working? But yeah, no, it's just been really crazy just trying to get everything together, trying to, I hate saying it, but fix friendships that I'd kind of screwed along the way. But we're here and we're having a ton of fun with it. So with that really being said, we're gonna dip out of here because this has gone a little bit longer than I was wanting. So with that being said, thank y'all for watching, and I promise that when it comes to DC, we are going to be a lot more transparent with you guys of what we're doing in the background, especially over on TikTok. We're going to be doing a lot of funny skits and that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're going to try to be a little bit more transparent with you guys for when we're feeling that we're burnt out. We'll tell you guys and be like, hey, we're going to take a few days from doing stuff and we'll kick it back here. But
Yep.
with that being said, lads, thank you all for watching on both of our sides. And we'll see you guys when we see you guys next. Wherever that shall be. Take care, y'all.
Bye.